Adam, giving life, giving people access to the tree of life. So the idea of this tree in the Garden of Eden, this tree of life in the Garden of Eden, is this: why did all people want it? Because this tree of life symbolizes oneness with God. You can grow. What do we all really want? Actually, deep inside of us, we want to go back to our real heavenly divine parents, God. I want to be one with God. I don't want to be separate from God. I don't want to be away from God. I want to be loved by God, embraced by God. I want to know God. I want to feel God's thoughts. I want to feel His love, feel His super mind when He made the universe. Okay? So the tree of life equals perfected Adam, not sinful Adam, perfected Adam, Jesus Christ, perfected Son of God, and He gives you the opportunity to all likewise become sons and daughters of God. Remember I said there's only one time it's mentioned in the Bible, here in Genesis. What could it possibly mean? The tree of knowledge of good and evil stands beside the tree of life in the garden, and its fruit was eaten before God allowed it to be eaten. We can conclude that this tree of life represented Eve in her immature state. Actually, we could say this represents Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve in an immature state. When they're immature, they are not perfected yet. They're created sinless, they're created good, but had not achieved true perfection. They had not fulfilled the true image of God. They were still children. They were still children in the Garden of Eden, growing up to be like God, but had not completed their responsibility, as David Roberts explained to us. So, okay, so we know the tree of life represents Jesus perfected Adam, Adam and Eve. This fruit represents, we'll explain more clearly, why does it represent specifically Eve? We'll get to that. Let's talk about this serpent. Who is this serpent who seems to be the instigator and initiator of all the problems that human beings have? Okay, let's look at, again, we think it's symbolic. It's not a real snake. How do we know it's not a real snake? Number one, snakes can't talk. Snakes don't really talk. They squeeze you, they bite you, they sneak up on you, they have, forked tongues, but they don't talk. Okay, also, snakes don't know God's will. Also, animals can't really deceive Eve. And existed in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve and ever after causing problems. It can't be a snake. The term serpent is also used in several places of the Bible, so let's look at what this serpent really means. Okay, for example, Revelations 12:7. Again, book of Revelations, the serpent appears in the book of Revelations and in Genesis. For example, it says, and the war broke out in heaven, Michael and his angels engaging in battle with the dragon. The dragon fought, and so did his angels. So this dragon is an angel, leader of the angels, but they were defeated, and there was no longer any room found for them in heaven. So somehow this angel or dragon was in heaven. The great dragon, and then look at what it says, the ancient serpent. He who is called the devil and the adversary. Adversary is English for Greek Satan, which means the enemy, and leads the whole earth astray, was hurled down. He was hurled down the earth, and his angels were hurled down with him. Okay, so now we get some idea of this snake. Sorry, I can't draw snakes. I can't draw snakes very well. Fork and tongue, okay? This snake, yeah, but that's the trouble with this. He looks cute. That's how he tricks you. So this serpent also equals, is not a real snake, does not equal a real snake. He is also called the great dragon, also called the devil, also called Satan, right? And he existed in heaven with God from the beginning. Amazing, isn't it? So let's continue looking at these things. The serpent, Satan, is an angel. Here's another one, Job 166. Now there was a day when the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them, being an angel. And the Lord said to Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro on the earth and walking up and down on it. So this angel can go to earth, land, sea. What's the identity? Which angel is this? Okay, now this is from my book of Isaiah. Most Christians and Jewish historians believe this is about Satan. It says 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, right? Michael kicks him out of heaven. O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken all the nations. It says in different translations, brought all the nations to the knees. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mountain of congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, to hell. Right? So we believe that this angel, this serpent, is actually Lucifer, the archangel. That means he's boss of all the angels. He's the general of all the other angels. Michael, Gabriel, answer to Lucifer. He's the morning star. What's the morning star? The morning star is when the sun rises, there's a morning star called Venus. Venus is so bright in the morning time, you can still see it shining. So the sun represents God, but there's another star so bright that you can see it even in the morning time still. Venus. So that means Lucifer, this angel, this archangel, was so bright, even standing next to God, you could still see it. Second in command only to God, above all the other stars, all the other angels. This one's so bright and beautiful. Okay, so what's the identity of the serpent? And all these things make us believe that the serpent is not a real snake crawling on a tree like you see all the pictures. It's really an angel. And this angel is very handsome, very gorgeous, buff, beautiful, bright, shining. Lucifer actually means light, right? Like Lucifer means light, shining, bright angel. Because he's so smart. He's an archangel of intellect. The smartest of all the angels, smart enough to tell Michael and Gabriel what to do and where to go. Only God tells Michael, you kick him out now, Mike. Get your sword. Get him out of heaven. I'm tired of that. Angel, snake, serpent, dragon. Okay? Satan is an angel. Some people ask them, well, okay, Satan's an angel. What are you talking about? Garden of Eden, sinning, rebellion. Can angels sin? Answer, of course, is yes. Let's look at this. 2 Peter 2:4 explains, for God did not spare the angels when they sinned, but sent them to hell, putting them in their gloomy dungeons to be held for judgment day. So yes, angels can sin. Angels did sin. But the question is, what kind of sin did they commit? What was it that made God tell Michael, kick those guys out of heaven? Lucifer and 1/3 of the angels were kicked out of heaven. What was his crime? You want to see?
Yeah, let's see.
I know you want to see. You came because you wanted to learn. Okay, what's his crime? What's the sin of the angel? Book of Jude. Jude is actually considered Jesus' physical brother, in fact. So his book, although small, has great weight in the Bible. So Jude, chapter 1, 6 through 8. And the angels, those who did not keep the position originally assigned to them, but deserted their own proper abode. So they left their spot and went someplace else. He reserves an everlasting bonds in darkness, just like the other one said, right? In preparation for the judgment of the great day. So same information, except it says, so also Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring towns in the same manner, having been guilty of gross fornication and having gone astray in pursuit of unnatural lust, strange flesh, are now before us as a specimen of the fire of the ages in the punishment which they are undergoing. So what was the angelic sin that got them kicked out of heaven and thrown into hell? What was Lucifer's sin?
Right there, gross fornication.
It was, we could say fornication, but not normal fornication. This was perverse fornication. This was some kind of strange fornication that absolutely was not allowed. We're going to figure out what this is, by the way, so don't worry.